What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Second City Sports Talk. I'm Keaton here with Papa Bear. We're talking about the Bears today. I got my David Montgomery jersey, New Jersey on.
Good. I got one of my old jerseys on, but
there hasn't been a ton of drama surrounding the Bears in the past few weeks, ever since the Justin Fields draft, which is good.
Yeah,
which is good because when there's not drama, that means that things are pretty settled in there. But one of the things that did happen recently, the schedule got released, which always fun.
I mean, we haven't had a video for a while. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We'll keep going here. But yeah, the schedule was released since we last talked to you.
It's always fun to get the schedule, print it out, put it on the wall.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
Predict the wins and losses. We'll do a video on that later when we get closer to the season.
It's a tough schedule.
It's a tough schedule. We have the third most difficult schedule, which is crazy to me because the Buccaneers, the defending champions, have the fourth easiest schedule. What's going on? What's going on here? We play the Rams, the Browns, the Buccaneers, the Steelers, Ravens, and Seahawks. All that plus, a bunch of mediocre teams and the Packers, who are also pretty bad. It's going to be interesting because, obviously there's a lot of question at the quarterback position. And I think, if we had an easier schedule, maybe we'd feel more comfortable starting Justin Fields earlier, I think. But, with such a tough schedule, and we've played a lot of good defenses, you definitely wouldn't want to be starting him, in my opinion, early on. Let's talk.
Well, let me finish up with that schedule thing first. So what do you think the toughest game of the year is going to be in that schedule? You have a toughest game? Is it going to be the Bucs game? Or are we thinking the Packers are always the toughest game for us? We can never
I think it's
beat
the
those
Packers.
guys?
I don't think we can ever beat the Packers.
Yeah.
I just, it feels like they're our kryptonite. Even if we're beating other teams, the Packers are always the team that seems to, thwart us. Even in our 2018 year, we still lost to the Packers that year.
Yeah.
It seems like that's always going to be the toughest game. No matter what.
I'll take a tough schedule. We got Dalton starting probably this year. That's what we want to talk about next is who's really going to be our starter this year. What's your thoughts?
This is the big question right now.
Yeah.
No one really knows who's going to start Justin Fields. Most people, I think at this point have accepted that the game plan is for Andy Dalton to start at least a good portion of the year.
Right, exactly.
And I think this all kind of stems back, they're really worried that, they put in Trubisky too early, a lot of people think.
Makes sense.
And that kind of ruined his chances. They don't want to do the same things to a Justin Fields, who's an even better prospect.
Well, what I've heard is that Fields has not all the mechanics. He has all the talent. He's fast. He's
better than Trubisky was when
he's
Trubisky
a great talent, but they don't want to mess him up because his mechanics still aren't quite there. They saw that in some of the training camps or the sort of reviews.
He's still unpolished. You know, I think Justin Fields was the quintessential college QB.
Yeah.
He was a scrambler. He made plays all the time. Big playmaker. That's what everyone says about him. You need a guy like Andy Dalton to kind of take him under his wing for a little while, because Andy Dalton's a very fundamental guy.
That makes sense.
He looks for the open receiver all the time. Stays back there, reads the defense.
Yeah, he's not super.
And that's what Justin Fields needs, and he needs a few games of watching a veteran QB like Dalton doing that.
Yeah, and if anybody can mess up a QB, it's going to be the Bears. So we've got to be. Hey, you
at
told
the same
me
time,
earlier.
Nagy is he was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. And when they transitioned from Alex Fields to
Alex Smith, not Alex Smith.
I'm thinking about Justin Fields. When they transitioned from
to Alex Smith to
oh my God, my brain's not working.
That's
right
okay.
Now.
Hey, you know what?
And they're gonna Yeah,
I mean, that was that's a good thing for Nagy to have Fields now to be able to transition Dalton to him. My question for you, this is my thought. What happens if halfway through the season, let's just right in half, like eight games in, the Bears, let's say they're 6-2, not likely, but let's just say they're 6-2. Do you bring Fields in if Dalton gets hurt, or do you bring Foles in? What
Definitely
do you do?
Fields. I think you have to give him that experience.
Why Fields? What's the reason?
Because no one wants.
Is he ready?
Nick Foles. You're throwing the entire season. Remember, Nagy and Pace, their jobs are on the line. If there's a chance for them to bring in Justin Fields and the Bears have a comfortable spot in the division, like they're gonna bring in Justin Fields.
Right. So if they're 2-6 or 1-7 or something like that, do they bring Fields in and mess them up, or do they just like chuck Foles in because Dalton's hurt or whatever?
I'm not sure. I think that's the question. A lot of Bears fans are really impatient right now, and that's completely understandable. I think that's, everyone is dying. Everyone wants to know, what is Justin Fields going to be like? Is he going to be great? My take on that question, because I wanted to see what you thought. I think if they're in the hunt, if they have got a good record and they have a chance, you put Fields in, and because I think you can mess him up a little bit if you put him in too much of a pressure position. But hey, they have a chance of actually getting through. If you put Foles in there, there's not. I just don't feel like that's going to give us that chance to go forward. If we're losing, just let Fields kind of watch a little bit more. There's no reason to chuck him in there to try to win more games. That's my thought. Well, but at the same time, then, if we're losing really badly, then there's no pressure on Justin Fields to instantly perform. If we have a 6-2 record, if we have a 6-2 record and we're contending for the division, there's that's a lot of pressure on a rookie QB, and I think you have to wait until at least the bye, in my opinion, to even consider. I think that's the cutoff point. I think it's going to be a week-to-week thing, I think, for most of the season, depending on how the Bears play. Yeah. But you have to wait until the bye, in my opinion. You have to give Andy Dalton a good chance. A good chance. And yet people forget that Andy Dalton is a solid QB. Yeah. People forget, we have a genuine chance with Andy Dalton. There's actually, in my opinion, Andy Dalton is just as good as Trubisky, if not better. So we always are gonna, I think, have a chance with Andy Dalton. I think the problem is that, he's been a little bit,
he's not exciting. He's not exciting, and people just weren't ready for him. Yeah. I do think that picking up Fields really took the pressure off of Dalton, or the sort of the Bears are all the Bears fans are upset about the whole Andy Dalton trade. I remember that was one of our most watched videos. Fields is much more watched videos. People were upset about Dalton. We were upset about Dalton.
Yeah. I think it's always great when you have a solid backup or a veteran QB on the team. I think that's always a good thing. It's a good thing for the culture. It's a good thing for any rookie QBs coming in. My only problem was maybe Andy Dalton too expensive for this role? Could Nick Foles have done the same thing?
Probably. There's a good chance Foles could have done
Did we need to pick up Dalton to be the guy to, coach up Justin Fields or could Nick Foles have worked out? Because he's a veteran too. You don't need an insane QB to
It's like Pace and Nagy's master plan was to do this. It looks like that right now, but I doubt it was. I don't think they thought they were going to get Fields in the draft.
I think what happened is they were panicking because all the QBs were going, and they weren't sure that they were going to get a QB in the draft, and they were just kind of we have to get someone. We have to get someone.
But they got a good one.
So they got not a great one.
Sure.
He's not gonna deliver us the Super Bowl, but a good QB that can bring us to at least 8-8.
I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see how the season goes. What do you think? Do you think Fields should be starting? Do you think Dalton should start? What would cause Fields to come in? I mean, injury, really poor record. What do you think should actually bring them in? You guys let us know in the comments below. So, all right, that's kind of what we want to talk about. The Cubs are playing really well right now. We're going to watch the game right after this a little bit.
Make a new video on that.
Make a new video on that real soon. And just keep an eye out. Make sure you comment and like below and let us know what you think about this video. Ask us any questions. We'll answer your questions on the next video.
Yeah. All right, that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one. And that's it.
Thanks.
Bye.